Welcome students. So in today's lecture we are going to continue our essay The Spectator's Account of Himself, written by Joseph Addison. So till now we have read that Mr. Spectator gives some account of his infancy and his youth, and next he says that as for other particulars in my life and adventures I shall insert them in following papers as I shall see occasion. Now Mr. Spectator tells us that he has shared so much information about himself, and as far as his other special life incidents are concerned, he will include them in some other paper. Okay, he will share rest of his life incident in some other paper whenever he will find a suitable occasion for that. In the meantime, when I consider how much I have seen, read, and heard, I begin to blame my own taciturnity, and since I have neither time nor inclination to communicate the fullness of my heart in speech, I am resolved to do it in writing and to print myself out, if possible, before I die. Now, he says that when I say how much I have seen, how much I have read, and how much I have heard, the reason behind it is my habit of speaking not speaking too much. Okay, taciturnity means not habit of not talking too much. Okay, he says that he is a taciturn, a person who is really reserved and who speaks very little. Okay, and since I have neither time nor inclination to communicate the fullness of my heart in speech, I am resolved to do it in writing and to print myself out, if possible, before I die. And next he says that because he have neither time nor inclination to share the feelings of his heart in speech, he decided to share these things in writing and to print these things before he dies. That means because he is a person who does not like to share his feelings through verbal communication, so he has decided to share his life in written form and he wants to print them before he dies. I have been often told by my friends that it is pity so many useful discoveries which I have made should be in the possession of a silent man. Next, he says that his friends have been told him that it is so pitiful and it is so unfortunate that he has made so many useful discoveries, but he has not shared them. Okay, so his friends advised him to share these things and his thoughts with others. Okay, for this reason, therefore, I shall publish a sheet full of thoughts every morning for the benefit of my contemporaries. And now he says, Mr. Spectator says that this is the reason that I have decided to publish a sheet full of thoughts every morning for the benefit of my contemporaries. Contemporaries means persons of his own time or his own age. Okay, that means he has decided to publish his thoughts every morning for the benefit of his own country people. Okay, for the benefit of contempt, and if I can anyway contribute to the diversion or improvement of the country in which I live, I shall leave it when I am summoned out of it with the secret satisfaction of thinking that I have not lived in vain. Now he says that after all these things, when he is summoned out of his country, he says that he will feel very satisfied if in any way he can contribute to some positive change or some improvement of his country. Okay, and after all these things, when he is summoned out of his country, he will be able to leave it with a great satisfaction. That means Mr. Spectator wants to contribute for the betterment of his country through his essays and through his thoughts. There are three very material points which I have not spoken to in this paper and which, for several important reasons, I must keep to myself at least for some time. Now he says that there are three very material points. Material means important points which he has not talked about in this essay. Okay, and there are several important reasons that he must keep these information to himself for some time. I mean an account of my name, my age, and my logins. And these 3 points are his name, his age, and his place where he lives. Okay, and he has not shared these information with his readers. I must confess I would gratify my reader in anything that is reasonable. He says that I must confess that I would satisfy my reader with the information that is reasonable. Okay, but as for these three particulars, thou I am sensible, they might tend very much to the embellishment of my paper. I cannot yet come to a resolution of communicating them to the public. And I also know that if I share my name, my age and my address, it will make my essay more beautiful. But still, I have decided not to share this information with public. They would indeed draw me out of that obscurity which I have enjoyed for many years and expose me in public places to several salutes and civilities, which have been always very disagreeable to me. Now he says that sharing these information about his name and his age would definitely draw, he says that it will definitely draw me out of this obscurity. Obscurity means state of being unknown, okay, which I have enjoyed for so many years. He means to say that he has enjoyed his anonymity so much and he do not want to come out of it. Okay, and why it is so? Because it will expose me in public places to several salutes and civilities, and because sharing my name will expose me in public to many salutes and civilities, which have been always very disagreeable to me. Disagreeable means unpleasant. For the greatest pain I can suffer is the being talked to and being stared at, because it is unbearable for me if someone talks about me or stares at me. Okay, it is for this reason likewise that I keep my complexion and dress as very great secrets, though it is not impossible, but I may make discoveries of both in the progress of the work I have undertaken. Now he says this is the reason that I keep my complexion and my dress a great secret. Okay, but I may share my complexion and my dress in my upcoming papers. After having been thus particular upon myself, I shall in tomorrow's paper give an account of those gentlemen who are concerned with me in this work. So he says that in this essay I have been particular about myself only. Okay, but in tomorrow's essay I will give an account of other members of my club, the Spectator Club. Okay, because 4. As I have before intimated, a plan of it is laid and concerted, as all other matter of importance are, in a club. So reason behind it is because I have already, he says that I have already announced that I have made a plan for it, that I will publish some information about the other members of my club, and I have included in our club, the Spectator Club. Okay, however, as my friends have engaged me to stand in front, those who have a mind to correspond with me may direct their letters to the Spectator at Mr. Buckley's in Little Britain. He says that my friends have appointed me in the front to handle all these things. So whenever whoever wants to talk to me, they can send their letters to the Spectators. It was the journal in which these essays were published. Okay, at Mr. Buckley's in Little Britain. Okay, for I must further acquaint the reader that thou our club meets only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have appointed a committee to sit every night for the inspection of all such papers as may contribute to the advancement of the public weal. So he says that I must inform the reader that thou our Spectator Club meets only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we have appointed a committee to sit there. Okay, and we have made this committee for the inspection of all such papers as may contribute to the advancement of the public weal. Public weal means public well-being. Okay, so here ends the essay, the Spectator's account of himself, which was included in the Spectator as an introductory paper. Okay, so here we find that Mr. Spectator provides information about his life and his character to his readers for their satisfaction. Okay, in our next essay, Sir Roger at Home, we will see that Mr. Spectator gives a portrait of Sir Roger de Coverley, who was also a member of his Spectator Club. Okay, so that is all for today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching.